Oh, hi, thriving friends. Am I on? Hello, hello, one, two. Okay, I think I'm on. Mhm. Hey, friends, happy new week, happy new day. Thank you so much for joining Thriving Lessons with Dr. G. It's a beautiful new week. If you get here, please say hello. Let me know how you are doing. I before I joined, I was trying to reconnect to Facebook. If you're on Facebook and you cannot see me, let me know. And I think I got disconnected from which one is this? Oh, Four Star Radio and TV. So please let me know if you can't get to me from there. And I don't know, somehow it says my password is incorrect. The same password we've been using all this while. So Four Star Radio and TV. I'm not sure what is going on. But thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being with me today. I'm going to take a moment to settle in and welcome all our thriving friends. Happy New Week. Thank you so much for coming. I'm going to text Isaac T. Say, Isaac, are you on? Please share to Four Star Radio. Well, as I am sharing, you also take a moment to share to your friends, to your loved ones, all our thriving friends. Let them know that we are live and we are about to talk about time blocking. We are going to demonstrate, if you haven't done so already or before, it's such a fantastic way to manage your time. So, let's get started. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining this new week, new day. My name is Dr. Grace Kakari. I go by Dr. G. I am a success and wellness advocate. I am a health and wellness educator. I'm also a professor in public health, teaching public health related courses. But right here, I'm acting as your advocate, right? And I'm also a health and wellness coach, certified. Correct. Okay. Today, I'm super excited about the practicality of our topic. We are discussing how to boost our productivity. I am streaming on multiple platforms right now. The main thing I see a problem with will be Four Star Radio and TV. I see a red mark on it. So I don't know what is going on there. So if folks can check for me, I'll be very, very grateful. In the meantime, all the other platforms are working. We are live. And let's see. Yeah, I think so. We are live. Okay. But say hello when you get here so that I would know whether we are really live or we are not. Because I can only see as much. But yeah, let me see. Yeah, when you get here, please say hello. Okay. If you can hear me, okay. I don't want to go so deep into it before I realize, oh, nobody can hear me. Okay. But regardless of the platform you're joining from, there are options for you to either support, subscribe, share, follow, like. If you support what we are doing, if you find the topics relevant, please go ahead, like it, subscribe, share. Wherever you are, you can support the thriving lessons in a certain capacity. And then what do we do here? We are the thriving generation, and the thriving generation, we believe that a balanced, thriving life demands paying attention to several aspects of a person's life. So if we are going to pay attention to special aspects or every aspect of our lives, then we need to learn how to manage those areas. So our theme, always we are guided by holistic wellness. There are different aspects, health and wellness, that we have to focus on. We believe that it will not be perfect, but we will make an effort to work on different dimensions of our lives. So every topic we talk about right now or on this platform always has something to do with health and wellness, our holistic health and well-being. And I think Isaac can hear us from Facebook. Isaac T, thank you so much for helping with social media related stuff. Can you check 4 Star Radio for me? If you can also see us there. If not, please go ahead and share to that platform for me. All right, friends, so let's get started. We are talking about boosting our productivity with time blocking. But I have to start off by telling you that this is not the only method out there for boosting productivity. There are several time management and even energy management methods. I love energy management. If you don't know anything about energy management, there is a fantastic resource out there on energy management. That perspective kind of evolve around time is specific, right? We have 24 hours. You can't manage your time. You can't do much with your time, but you can manage your energy within that period of time. That is what energy management is. So if you are given, I was going to say 6 working hours, I think most people work 8 hours a day. 8 to 12 hours a day, most of the daylight. If you have 8 to 12 hours to work, it is fixed 8 to 12 hours, but you can do so much with your energy if you manage it well within that time period. So that is energy management. But then when it comes to managing your time and productivity in general, there are several resources out there. And today we are looking at one of them, which is time blocking. Oh no, my slide is hiding. Never mind. So there are several out there. I'm sure you've heard of to-do list. Most of us have used it before, or it's the easiest one to use, where you have a sheet of paper or you have a place that you list out all the things you have to do for a day or a week, and then you work through the list. That one is more like open ended. You start at any specific time, you finish at any specific, not any specific time, right? You don't have any specific time allotted to your to-do list. So if I have a to-do list, I have one, I don't have it on me right now, right here. You can use the electronic ones as in within your emails. Like today, I have to go to the dentist. I have to complete my assignment. I have to do grocery shopping. I have to gather the laundry. You just have the list of things you have to do, but you've not assigned a specific time to when it has to be done and when it has to be completed. We get it. So that's the to-do list. You don't need any special tool for that. A pen and a paper will just do. And then they have the tax batching. Tax batching looks something like doing your laundry over the weekend, right? You don't always go and watch. I mean, maybe some people would do, but most of us don't just take off our clothes and straight to the laundry room we start washing or into the washing machine. You see that is not the most efficient way to wash, right? So we wait till we have a lot of things to do, and then we gather them in a specific color coded, or I don't know many people who wash their red with their white or their yellow with their other colors, because you don't want the colors to mix together. So tax batching is similar. You gather your tax and then you complete them in batches. So in specific time slots, I'm working on all these projects around this time, and I'm working on all these projects around that time. Just think of it as laundry, doing your laundry over the weekend. And even over the weekend, you see, you waited till the weekend. And even over the weekend, you will separate them into colors and maybe children's, adults, and then get them done accordingly. That will be tax batching. And then they have the time boxing. Time boxing, unlike the to-do list and then the tax batching. Time boxing, you put a specific task within a specific time frame and you stick to it. So whether you finish or not, you stick to it. For example, I decide that on February 20th at 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m., I will be working on my blog post. So between 8 a.m. and 8:30 a.m., I start working and I stick to it. So at 8:30, whether I'm done or not, that time is done. I think that perspective focuses on getting things done. They don't focus on perfection. And then sometimes you hear people say that a little done is better than none done. So assign a specific time to a specific task, stick to it. When the time is up, you stop and you move to another one. If it's not completed, you wait for another time where you can get back to it. So that would be the time boxing. You fix a certain task within a specific time box and you stick to it. That is it. And then we have the Eisenhower matrix. This one is also a very, very interesting one. I've seen several people embrace it, and that one, I would say, that divides time into four quadrants. And then they said that you should break your time into one. I should have had an image to show you, but please go ahead and Google. One category being important urgent tasks. So these are the tasks that you have to do as quickly as possible. And then you group another version to important but not urgent, right? And then you group the other one to not important but urgent. And then the last category will be not important, not urgent. Once you categorize your tasks into these four frames, then you will be able to know which things are really important and urgent. You start working on those things first. Then, when you are done with those important and urgent, important because they contribute to your immediate health, immediate life, immediate duty, they come with some consequences when they are not done. And urgent because they have a fixed time that has to get them done. Get those done first, and then you move on to the next one, which are important but not urgent. They are still important because they are relevant to your life, they are relevant to your profession, whatever needs to be done with that task, it is relevant to it, so you get those done. And then the other things that are not important but sometimes seems urgent will be things like emails, things that people demand of you, right? People want you to do things, they are calling on you to do things. So those may be not important to you immediately, but they are urgent because people want you to do them. And things like that, you can delegate or handle them at a less busy time, right? And then the not important, not urgent things, you can ignore them, you can delete them from your list. If it's not important, it's not urgent, just forget about that. So, again, important, urgent tasks, do them as quickly as possible. Important, not urgent tasks, you can schedule them, right? When you finish with the most important things, you can get to them later. Just schedule those ones. And then, not important but urgent, delegate them or handle them when you have the free time. And then when it's not important, when it's not urgent, it doesn't need your time at all. Just get rid of them. And these may be different for everybody. So my not important, not urgent may not be the same as not your important, not urgent. So think about them and organize your tasks accordingly. And then the other one, which I think I've spoken before, will be Eat That Frog. This is from Brian Tracy. And Eat That Frog comes with a concept that um, all the things that we have to do, some may be more important than the other, but some may be more tormenting than the other. And most of the time, we'll put on hold the ones that are tormenting, that are tedious, that seems like overwhelming, and we'll start with the little things first. So think of it this way: if you had several frogs to eat, not everybody eats frogs, but if you had several frogs to eat, if you had several tasks to complete, start with the most difficult one first. Start with the most daunting one first, because once you are done with that, you can easily run through the others. Do you understand the concept? So start with the ugliest frog first, the one that you would avoid. Eat that one first. Once you are done with that, the others will be easier to eat because you were going to eat them anyway. And you find it easy to eat them anyway. All right. So that is Eat That Frog. It's from Brian Tracy. He has a book on that. He has YouTube series on that. So if you're interested in that productivity management, please do look that up. But for today, we are looking at time blocking. And time blocking is a little bit different from time boxing. Time boxing, like I said, demands that you complete the task within a specific period of time. And whether it's done or not, you move on to the next. But time blocking, on the other hand, is a technique that allows you to schedule things in blocks. So you schedule tasks in blocks, helping you focus on a task at a time. So I will put multiple things in a certain block and try to finish them within that block of time. Okay. So with the example we used when it comes to the time boxing between the 8 to 8:30 a.m. finishing the blog post, maybe I would have blog post with article writing with a certain thing within a certain period of time. So within, let's say, 3 hours. So within the 3 hours, I'm getting these multiple things done. One may be finished before the other, but when one is not done, I can use the rest of the time to complete it. With this particular strategy, you are not in a rush to finish it right now, and there is no guilt when it is not done, right? Because you have like a, a wiggle room to get that done, if I should say. But what are some of the benefits when it comes to using time blocks? And I'm going to demonstrate in a moment, but before we get that, I think time blocks helps you focus. You have a specific time for something. You even schedule your break time, so it's like committing to getting things done within a period of time. You don't leave anything on your calendar open. You have different blocks for different times. Let me go ahead and start sharing my screen, and I would love for you to tell me when you see my screen or not. But time blocking helps you concentrate, it enhances your efficiency, and then it improves planning. Time blocking works better or best. I was going to say best, maybe not the best. It works better when you plan ahead of time, maybe a day ahead of time. You book your calendar a day ahead of time. So you know that tomorrow, between this time and this time, I will be dropping the kids off, so that it's not fixed. Like I drop them off within 15 minutes, and that 15 minutes, if they are not dropped off, they are not going to be dropped off for the rest of the day. That's not how it works. No, but you have a period of time assigned to this for the kids. I am dedicating from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. for the kids. So you only focus on doing stuff with the kids around that time. My break time would be between this time and this time, or some me time will be between this time and that time. After that, I get back to work. Work will be between this time to this time. So when we look on your calendar, I found one online. This is not mine. I'm just going to show you for demonstration purposes. It will look something like this. And I had the link to where I found this from. Let me make sure I give credit to who credit belongs to. That image is coming from Zapier, Zapier.com. This is not my image, but something like this. It looks something like that. You have chunk of time blocked for different tasks. It may not be very specific, but they are scheduled. When you go online, you will see different things. Maybe like you have a block of time for eating breakfast, you have a block of time for working on assignments, block of time for socializing, block of time for office meetings. And this is very, very helpful when you already have an idea of how your day will look like, and you have some specific, schedules ahead of you, and you know that this is how it works. But if not, and you work in an organization where you are called into meetings, I mean, like randomly, then it becomes difficult to block chunk of time for something. And I see a message coming through, says I'm not able to. Okay. Sounds good. It looks like we cannot get this stream into Four Star Radio and TV, but that is fine. Other thriving friends, you can go ahead and share to your platforms and enjoy our lessons with us today. So back to time blocking. I was going to share my screen and we will block some times in our calendar as a demonstration. So let me know if you can see what I am doing. Okay. Okay, can you see my screen? Let me text a few people to see if they can see. Sometimes it's challenging when you have only one monitor. You can't see the other screens. So let me know if you can see. If I decide to switch right now, I may miss it. Can you see? I hope so. Okay. So right now I am looking at my calendar and I hope you can see. This is the Thriving Generation calendar. So there isn't anything on right now. Awesome. You can see that's beautiful. There isn't anything on. So let's go ahead and schedule some things. It's currently in the day view. I'm going to do week view. So let's say if you had an idea of how your week will look like, your calendar wouldn't be as blank as mine is right now. I can't share my work calendar because there are other things on that are meant to be private. But let's say this is our week. I'll go ahead and go back to the day view and then we will do one day at a time and then we'll see. So today is Monday. Let's say I'm going to plan the rest of the day, okay? So it's 7:30, almost 7:30, 7:25 right now. So I'm going to schedule from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. and I'm going to do kids drop off. Okay. So it will look something like this. You can assign colors to it if you want to. So let's do red for kids drop off. So this is it. And then between 7:30, oh sorry, 8:30 to let's say 10:30, I'll say grading assignments. Oh, never mind. Grading assignments. And I'm going to make this color green because it's related to work and work is green. So that will be 8:30 to 10:30. So then it looks something like this. Then I'm going to schedule from 10:30 to 11:30. I will say break and read. So that is 1 hour. So I'll just do it 30 minutes. So I'll take a 30 minutes break and read something not related to work. And then I'll get back into work between 11:30 and let's say um 11, 12, 1, 11:30, 12:30. I usually pray with my friends between 11:30 and 12:30. So yeah, I'll do 11:30 to 12:30. That is 1 hour. And this repeats every day, weekly. No, daily, right? Between this time and I'll do pray with friends. So if we don't have meetings, usually we are online praying. Different people are praying at different times. Did I do 11:30? Yeah. I am in the central time. They are usually in the Eastern time. This and all events I've adjusted so that I'll have. Hey, what happened to my 12:30? So I've made 11 to 12. I'll give myself a head start before I join the group. Beautiful. So it's something like this. And then for the rest of the day, I'll get back to work. I didn't add lunch to it because I will probably let me do to 12:30. I have 30 minutes for lunch. So as a professor, I don't have fixed lunch hours. Sometimes we have meetings around that time, sometimes we don't, but I will just do it this way. And I'll go back and modify it actually. And I'll do repeat. Okay, so this is it. I will repeat it daily. So every day. So when we go back to the weekly view, you see that those ones will appear. The things that I will do every week will appear. So back to the daily view. Then after lunch, what do? I get back to work. So I'll say class set up. Preparing for class will be between um 1 and 3. And then I'm going to do it daily. Let's say if this is something I do every day. So some of it will go into my lunchtime. If I have lunch, if I don't have lunch, then this is how it will look like. And then I'll, let's say, teaching. So I'll be teaching for the evening. Usually my classes are in the evening. It's not at 3 o'clock. but I'll be, hey, I said reaching. Teaching, my teaching class. I teach, um, let's say Mondays. My classes are usually on Tuesdays, though Tuesdays and Thursdays. But let's just this is just an example, and it's usually a 3 hour class. So my classes are usually in the evening, 5 to 8 for this semester. But for the purposes of what we are doing, I'm gonna make it from 3 to 6. It's just an example. And then that will also repeat every Monday. Or let's say if I teach every day and I'm going to change the color to help me see. So this is how the day will look like. I schedule my day. So from this example, my day seems to start from the 8 a.m. and ends at 6 p.m. This is just an example. If your week will look different, then it will show differently. This is my month. My month looks something like this, different colors, different chunks of time. This is how my week will look like. And my week will be different if I have different activities going on in the week, but they are already scheduled. And then you will have some free time scheduled as well. Today is Monday. I don't usually have free times on Mondays, so I don't it wouldn't usually have anything on. My free time will always be before 7 a.m. Once it's 8 o'clock, my Mondays just kick off like that. But on Tuesdays, I have flexibilities until in the evenings that I have to teach. So usually on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I have like free time. Let me see, between after dropping off kids. So let me say I can do, if you want to meet on Tuesdays, usually I can meet anywhere between 9 and 12. And then because I pray with my friends, then after prayer, that is my lunchtime. After lunchtime, I also have time again. I teach in the evening. So Tuesdays, I don't have time in the evenings. Thursdays, I volunteer in the morning. I have the afternoon opening and the evenings are closed again. So you can block that specific time on your calendar. So free time to you, not to other people, to you. So let's say between 9 a.m. and let's say noon, you have 3 hours that you can meet with people. Um, this is still Monday. I'm gonna choose Tuesday. I'm actually scheduling April. Can you believe it? But you get the concept, right? And then if that will repeat every week on Tuesdays, you are free at this time. It's always booked. So if somebody's asking you, can we meet? You already know that you have this block of time. Like, yes, let's schedule between 9:30 a.m. on Tuesdays or 10:30 a.m. on Tuesdays. Something like that works, right? But you already have an idea of how your day will look like, your week will look like, and you wouldn't have spaces in between like I do. It has to be booked, everything scheduled, block of times booked. And I was telling you that you can actually go on Google and check time block examples. Are you still seeing my screen? I hope so. Okay. So if you're not seeing the screen, then I may probably have to redo this whole thing. But this is the image I initially shared with you. So you have everything blocked. This image has meeting from 8 to 9, tax from 10 to 12, lunch from 12 to 1. It looks like this person has a fixed lunch time. You always know when your lunch time will be. That is fantastic if you always know when your lunch time will be. And then personal tax Mondays looks a little bit different from Tuesday. This person has more time dedicated to tax on Wednesdays and then much more on Thursdays. So you see, every time is booked, right? You have an idea what you are doing at every specific time. So if you have it's best if you plan ahead. I don't think it's ideal to do it within the specific day, but be flexible. There may be some modifications here and there, but it's always helpful if you have this already fixed. Let's look at this person's. There's another example here. So this is another example of time block from fellow.app. So this person, it seems Monday has 9 to 10 a.m. for weekly priorities. And then the first task start from 10 to 12. And then lunch is at 12 on Monday. I like this example. This example, lunch is at 12 on Monday, but lunch is at 1 on Tuesday. Lunch is back at 12 on Wednesday. Lunch is on like different times. And this person has also scheduled breaks in between. So you see there are breaks in there, has time for brainstorming, has time for webinars, and then has some free times as well. So if you wanted to maybe go on social media at a specific time, you have that scheduled already. What I do a little bit differently will be scheduling alarms for some specific things. So my alarm goes off every hour. Starting from 8 a.m., my alarm will blow 9, 10, 11, 12, then 1, 2, 3, 3:16, and then I think the last one will go at 4. My working hours ends at 5. Why do I do that? I can easily lose concentration. Though I have the time blocks within the time that I'm supposed to do something, I can lose track. And before I realize it's already 1 hour. So when it's 1 hour and my alarm goes off, then I kind of get the alert. I come back to my senses like, oh, already 1 hour is gone. Get back on track. Then I get back on track. It's just like a reminder for me. So if you think these blocks will be helpful, but you may still end up losing track of time because they are in big blocks, go ahead and schedule alarms on your phone, to remind you to take breaks, to remind you to give thanks. My alarm goes off. If you've been following for a while, you know that my alarm goes off every day at 3:16. And it's just to pause and reflect and give thanks. And it's just in the theme of John 3:16, for God so loved the world and gave, right? So 3:16, my alarm will go off. And at that time, just a few seconds, I'll stop whatever I'm doing, just take a breath and be grateful for whatever the day has been so far. But aside that, I still have the chunk of times to do other things. And I'm sorry, I cannot show you my work schedule, but my work schedule looks something like this. And for those of us who work for the university, your administrative person can see your calendar, right? And they can schedule meetings ahead of time. So if there is a department meeting, they can send the calendar invite based on your availability. So if you know that you are not going to be available or you need the time for yourself to be reading or to be off or something, you have to block it ahead of time. So our schedule will look something like this. You have to block your lunch time if you want the lunch time. You have to block maybe pick up time and drop off time of your kids. You have to block off time for some specific things that you have to do, maybe writing, like grading. Block those times off because they can see your calendar and they can schedule meetings. So I think there are multiple examples online, and I can leave online now. Ohima says, that sounds helpful. Alarm hourly. Oh, yes, I do that. And let me stop sharing and go back to StreamYard. Okay, I think I'm back. Okay, friends. Yeah. I don't mind my eyes. I didn't have enough sleep. That's why my eyes are red, but I'm okay. It's just a season in life, right? Putting in the work. But I showed up, I did my part. All right. What questions do you have? What takeaways do you have? Do you have questions when it comes to the time blocking? Do you want to see more examples? I think we have about 10 minutes before I leave online. So you saw that it's chunk of time, blocks of time for the blocking. But if you were to go for the time boxing, then within that block of time, you also assign specific tasks. So I said grading, I gave about 2 hours for grading. If I'm going to use the time boxing technique, then within the 3 hours, I'm going to schedule which class I'm grading first and within what time. So if I say 30 minutes dedicated to budgeting and finance class, when that 30 minutes is up, whether I'm done grading that class or not, I have to stop and move on to the next. And maybe my next class may be the grant writing class. So I go to the grant writing class and I start grading. Whether I'm done or not, I have to stop. And then that is how it works for time boxing. You stick to the time, you do what you can do within that time period, you move on to the next. That is how that works. Questions? Contributions, thriving friends. I see you online, and I apologize that we couldn't stream to some platforms on Facebook, but we will share the video once we are done streaming live. If you're now joining us, friends, we are talking about time blocking for productivity. Let me show you how to boost your productivity with time blocking. Oh, Dr. Sam. Dr. Sam says, great presentation so far. I needed this. I'm glad. I'm glad this is helpful. Yes, Dr. Sam. I will try and share the other techniques as well. And I know that we have a video on at least one or two of them. I think Prince talked about using the Eisenhower model. I'm pretty sure. Let me go to my channel and see. I'm pretty sure Prince shared one of them with us. Yeah, with us. But regardless, I mean, if you want to learn about anything, just let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Oh, I found it. Yep, I found it. I'm going to share the link with you right now. I'm going to put that right here. Yeah, I shared the link. That is for one of the other methods. But please go ahead and try it out. If it doesn't work for you, if you think you are losing concentration, then why don't you try other methods? Maybe the time boxing will help you, assigning specific time. And that one works when you really follow the time. Leave when the time is up. Move on to the next thing. Or you can also go for the eat that frog. Eat that frog. I think I had a list of other methods out there, and let me just show that to you. Yeah, eat that frog. You go with the most daunting, the most tedious, the most scary tax first. Once you eat that ugliest frog, you can move on to the other things that are less daunting. Right? All right, thriving friends. Any more questions? Any more contributions? Anything more you want to learn? I'll be happy to share with you. And thank you for liking this video. I didn't know I could actually see. I see that Ohima likes the video. I see that Nishat. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. I see that Nana Sewa Patrick likes the video, and I've seen that Isaac Tete likes the video. The rest of my thriving friends, please go ahead and like the video and share. Somebody may need this, okay? All right, I'm going to leave you here. Remember my schedule, 8 o'clock, I'm taking the kid to school. So I'm going to get the girl ready and take her to school. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I do. I love you. I hope that these lessons we are learning, you'll be able to apply them to your life, you know. You'll be able to implement them in some way and improve your productivity and keep thriving. We are thriving. My friends, I'm thriving. You are thriving with me. I don't want to do it without you. I want to thrive with you, and I want us to thrive holistically. So the things I'm learning to thrive, I will be coming to share them with you. You learn them as well, and let's thrive together. I do appreciate you. Go ahead and share the video. Go ahead and like the video. And I will see you the same time next week. Take care, friends.